Okay, we got a cloud in front of the sun, got my Starbucks.
And I have a baby.
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Hello everyone, I'm Matt.
I'm Michael.
And we are
having a baby.
If you're new to our channel, welcome. We are married husbands. We met over YouTube in 2014. We got engaged in 2017. We got married in 2018. And then we adopted fur babies. And now it is time for us to figure out how to have real babies.
Human babies.
Humans.
Humans.
Honestly, as a gay couple, it's a super difficult process to even think about having a baby or starting a family. Because if you haven't noticed, we don't have ovaries or womb.
Uterus.
A uterus.
You're a nurse now. You can say uterus.
Baby steps. Baby steps.
Wow.
It's a difficult enough decision as it is to start a family, but then when you think about whether or not to adopt, to do foster care, or to go through the process of surrogacy, it gets really complicated. We want to do foster care, we want to do adoption, we want to do surrogacy, we want to do a combination of all three, but we're just trying to figure out what is best for us first and foremost. In this time of our lives, it does depend per couple, like what's right for them, what's right for their family. There's no easy decision. It's complex and complicated, and you can't just say that one answer fits every family.
And I mean, at this point in our lives, things are just a little bit more spontaneous right now. Whereas like, you know, a surrogacy, that it's a little bit easier to plan around. Foster and adoption are just a little bit more gray right now. But I think once we've kind of gotten used to like having a kid and having that sort of like change in our lives, then maybe we would be more open or prepared for, you know, like, oh, we have these kids and, you know, they need somewhere to stay. And we're like, yep, we have rooms set up and we have clothes and we have, you know, we kind of have that whole setup. I have a sister who fostered and adopted a boy. We've had some friends who did foster, and then we've had some other friends, actually, even straight friends that did adoption and like had really amazing experiences. But obviously each of them had their own path, right? Like my sister had 3 kids before she did foster. So it's sort of a similar thing. They were set up for it. They kind of knew how to roll.
So Michael and I both have considered starting a family for a very long time. I actually remember when we first met and we were talking on Skype and we'd actually brought up like, what do you think about having a family in the future, etc., because those are the things that you talk about on a first date, right?
Yeah.
No, not normally, but that was us. I just feel like both of us, we were pretty dedicated to having a family early on, and that was just something that was like widely accepted between us of like, we want to have kids, that's what's gonna happen, that's in our future. But then like figuring out the process of how to get there has always been a big question mark.
Had we been able to have babies naturally, probably would have happened by now, but
maybe.
It takes a little bit more time, effort, money, and thought where we're at.
And we started seriously considering it once we got married in 2018. It's just that every month has turned into like an actual year, into more years. And it's like every year that goes by, we just look back and we're like, oh my God, what happened? And we haven't started this process yet. It's so daunting to even consider like taking it on.
My like sort of process was I was just like lining things up, and I was like, okay, we're married and then we're gonna buy a house and then we'll have fur babies, then real babies. And now we're everything done
like
except
there.
the real
We're almost
babies.
there.
And it takes, like, buying a house takes money, and like having a kid takes money.
Life is expensive.
No, it's some time.
Drink some coffee to that. But what is the cost? Well, I am so glad you asked, Michael. A lot of money. The base fee paid over 8 months is at least $37,000 base cost. That's just the base fee, the base fee. You know, you buy a hamburger,
You don't get pickles or nothing.
you don't get anything with it, but it's not even finished yet.
You haven't even put it in the oven.
You haven't even put it in the oven. Like nothing. You just bought a certificate saying that you get a hamburger.
At some point.
At some point.
Potentially 18 months down the road.
And now you have to pay for all of the fixings.
Yes.
The bun, you have to bake the bun.
The oven.
The oven needs to, you have to pay for the electricity that goes in the oven, the rods and the little bolts and
God forbid you want 2 hamburgers.
and you have to pay for the mechanic.
It's a lot.
Please don't look into that. I'll have a double cheeseburger. Embryo transfer fee of $500, $750, just $2,500, $7,000 flights, taxi, hotel, parking, and other expenses. All attorney fees additional on top of that. And that's not even including IVF, sperm retrieval, fertility drugs. So totaling all of this up and averaging it out, it's like $75,000 minimum, very minimum. And then $125,000 up at the kind of like medium,
I would say
maybe
that's
median range.
like average to below.
And then probably add like $10,000 or $15,000 if you're doing twiblings, and then $200,000 at the high end. The craziest thing to me is that we're going to have our biological babies. This is the option. This is the path that we have.
Yeah.
I know it's just a very expensive thing to do. Craziest thing of all though, amongst that, is that if we were a straight cis couple,
a lot of this would be covered with insurance.
yes. I think there's an argument that yes, but as a straight cis couple, you could be infertile and not have the ability to have a child. But I don't know. It's a really tough place to be in because it just feels discriminatory in the sense that we aren't allowed the same access to health insurance through the birthing process as a couple that's infertile compared to a straight cis couple.
And it's not so much that it covers everything. It's still far more expensive for a straight couple to go through IVF than like a natural pregnancy. But there are certain things that are just like, oh yeah, it's covered, it's covered, it's covered. Like,
neither process is easy. So my hope is that as more and more queer couples go through the process of surrogacy, it becomes more equitable between straight cis couples having a baby and gay couples having a baby.
I also think that there's money that should be put towards adoption as well, so that that's a more viable or like a more approachable option for gay or straight couples.
We are so excited, and at the same time, like, we are processing and talking through all of this just as we're even announcing the start of the process. And that's just kind of like the reality of what we're in. If you ever wondered anything about the surrogacy process, where we're at in the journey or what we're learning, leave a comment down below. We would love to hear from you.
Or if you're a parent and you have any advice, let us know. Or if you've gone through this surrogacy process, we'd love to hear like tips, tricks, pointers.
Please help. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed learning just a little bit more of where we're at and what we're doing in life, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can check out more videos from us. This is just the first video of our surrogacy journey, and we're going to be posting a lot more videos about what's going on. So come hang out for that. See what happens. Because I don't know what's gonna happen and I'm stressed.
It's all gonna be okay.
Thank you, baby.
So well. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.